"Get off me," I said. "Leave me alone." That's how it started, my voice shaky, but loud enough to echo down the dim corridor behind the gym, the kind of place where trouble finds you when you least want it. If you told me 3 days ago I'd be standing here, pinned against some battered lockers by a guy named Zach, the senior everyone at Ridgeway High either feared or followed, I'd have said you were nuts. But here I was, the quiet new girl, still barely unpacked, still trying to keep my head down. Now the center of a scene that looked straight out of some bad after-school special. Funny thing, people love to talk about how mysterious the new kid is until you're on the wrong end of a bully's radar, and then suddenly your mystery is just an excuse. Maybe she's stuck up. Maybe she's hiding something. Rumors fly faster than reason in a school like Ridgeway, and apparently, I'd made myself the perfect target for someone like Zach. Big, cocky, dad's got money, and worst of all, used to getting away with everything. He sneered, his friends cackling behind him, and for a second, the only thing I could think about was my mom's voice telling me to keep my head down. We can't afford any trouble. Not this time. Yeah, I'd promised I wouldn't get involved. Wouldn't fight, wouldn't get suspended, wouldn't give them a reason to pack up our lives and start over for the third time in 2 years. But everyone's got a breaking point, you know? I could feel the crowd gathering, phones out, waiting for either a breakdown or a brawl, whichever would play better on their stories. Zach leaned in, voice dripping with arrogance. "You think you can ignore me? You know who my dad is." I remember staring at that dumb football patch on his jacket, thinking how it meant nothing outside these walls, but everything in here. The whole hallway reeked of old gum and something sour, the lights flickering overhead as if the building itself wanted no part in what was about to happen. I tried to steady my breath, replaying all those times I'd survived situations like this before, every crummy school, every jerk who thought my silence was weakness. My old kung fu instructor's voice echoed in my head. "Stay calm. Wait for your moment. Only act if you have to." God, I wanted to listen. I really did. But Zach slammed me into the lockers again, and the crowd gasped. That's when I saw Miss Sanders, the chemistry teacher everyone knew was hanging on for retirement, hesitate at the end of the hall. She weighed the odds, saw Zach's crew, and just turned around. Like, really? I wanted to scream, but instead, I just stood there, fists balled, trying not to cry. "You're right," I finally said, voice barely above a whisper. "No one's coming to help. Guess I'll have to do it myself." I could feel something shift inside me, and I saw the smallest flicker of confusion in Zach's eyes. Then, just when it seemed like the world would swallow me up, the principal arrived, dragging Miss Sanders back with him. The crowd scattered. Zach let me go, smirked like he owned the place, and I just stood there, hugging myself, wishing I could disappear. Clarkson, the principal, barked at us to get to class. Zach shot off a phony apology, and I hung my head, burning with relief and dread at the same time. That night, I couldn't shake the feeling that nothing had really changed. I sat in my tiny room, the city buzzing outside, and pulled my black belt from its box. It was crisp, barely worn since the last time I'd competed, before that fight in Boston that almost got me expelled. The photo taped inside my trunk, me in a white GI, eyes fierce, told a different story from the trembling girl in the mirror. "Let them try," I whispered to my reflection, voice steadier than I felt. The next day, rumors followed me everywhere. "That's the girl Zach went after. She didn't even fight back." Part of me wanted to explain, but mostly I just tried to blend in, to slip through the cracks. Then Lauren, purple hair, all empathy, stopped me in the hall. "Hey, are you okay?" she asked. I brushed it off, but she pressed. "Zach's been a nightmare for years. A few of us want him stopped, but no one knows how." She squeezed my shoulder, and for the first time in days, I felt less alone, but it wasn't over. Not even close. At lunch, Zach threw a wad of napkin at me, grinning like he'd already won. Later in class, my phone buzzed, a blocked number. "I know you can fight. Show me what you got." Panic hit me. Had word spread from my old school? Was he baiting me? I showed Lauren the message, and she nodded grimly. "Zach does this to scare people. My mind raced. I walked home the long way, every footstep a debate. Hide or fight back. Be invisible or finally show them who they're messing with. That night, another text. Meet me in the old gym after school tomorrow. Let's see what you're hiding. I stared at it forever before replying. Fine. Couldn't eat, barely slept, just kept thinking about my mom, about that promise to stay out of trouble. But I also thought about every time someone like Zach thought he could do whatever he wanted. Why should I be the one hiding? The next day, I moved through school like a ghost. Lauren found me at lunch. Don't do it, she begged. If you fight, he'll twist it against you. I just told her to trust me. If things get bad, run for help. She squeezed my hand. I walked away, stomach twisted in knots. When the last bell rang, I slipped through the empty halls to the old gym. It smelled like dust and sweat and memories better left buried. Zach was waiting, arms folded, flanked by two guys from wrestling, both with that same ugly sneer. So you actually showed? Zach taunted. Heard you were tough. Prove it. I took a breath. Just leave me alone. He laughed. Where's the fun in that? His sidekick swung first. I ducked, swept his legs, sent him crashing to the floor. Silence. Zach's face morphed from smug to pissed in a heartbeat. He lunged, swinging wild. I dodged, landed a strike on his shoulder. Just a warning, nothing more. His other friend charged, and I flipped him onto a pile of mats. My heart pounded, but my mind was clear. Every move automatic, every lesson from all those years spilling out at once. Zach rushed again, caught me with a glancing punch to the jaw, but I countered with a palm strike to his chest. He staggered. His friends hesitated. Just then, I saw Lauren at the door, hand hovering near her phone, ready to call for help. Zach paused, sweating. Who the hell are you? I stared him down. Someone who's tired of bullies. His friends wanted to bail, but his pride kept him planted. Suddenly, heavy footsteps. Principal Clarkson, Miss Sanders, two security guards stormed in. What's going on? Clarkson thundered. Zach tried to spin it, but Miss Sanders cut him off. Save it. Everyone to my office. In the office, I sat alone, adrenaline still buzzing. Miss Sanders leaned in, voice gentle but tired. Tell me what happened. I laid it out straight. He cornered me. I didn't want to fight. He didn't give me a choice. She eyed me for a moment, then nodded. Time crawled by until one of Zach's own friends cracked, admitting it wasn't her fault. Zach set it up. That changed everything. The truth unraveled fast. Zach suspended, me sent home with a warning. Afterwards, the school was buzzing. Some people cheering, others suspicious. Zach's dad threatening lawsuits, donations, the usual song and dance. But this time, the administration actually held firm. For the first time, Zach wasn't untouchable. In the days that followed, things shifted. People parted in the halls. Some gave me high fives, others whispered, "Way to go." Lauren hugged me, crying with relief. I was so scared you'd get expelled. I hugged her back, laughing through the tears. Me too. Rumors swirled. Would Zach transfer? Would his dad find another way to get revenge? But the climate was different. Other students started to stand a little straighter. No one ran from Zach's table anymore. Lauren nudged me one afternoon. Let's start a support group. Help kids who feel alone. Normally, I'd have ducked out. But I thought about all the other new kids, the silent ones, the ones still hoping someone would stand up first. Yeah, I said. I think that's a good idea. Weeks passed. One night, a message popped up. I'm sorry, it's Zach. I stared at the screen, torn. Finally, I wrote. I accept your apology, but I won't forget what you did. That was enough. Soon after, Ridgeway hosted Anti-Bullying Week. Lauren and I handed out flyers, started a club called Stand Strong. Kids showed up, some scared, some angry, some just relieved not to be alone anymore. I stood in front of the group, voice shaky but strong. Standing up doesn't always mean fighting, but hiding doesn't make you safe. We're here for each other. And for the first time, I believed that we built something out of fear and anger and turned it into connection. A place where people could share their stories, support each other, and maybe, just maybe, make school a little less scary for the next quiet kid. When the principal announced that Zach was finishing the year somewhere else, the whole school buzzed. Relief on every face. If you're still listening, maybe you've been where I was, quiet, scared, wishing you could disappear. Maybe you think standing up won't make a difference. I get it. But one voice, even a trembling one, can break the silence and give others permission to do the same. So yeah, I'm not invisible anymore, and I'm good with that. What about you? When do you think it's right to push back? Would you have acted differently? Share your story, because sometimes that's all it takes to change everything.